My talons gripped the slaver's cold deck, alarms screaming like dying beasts. Bodies of the crew lay twisted around me, my sacred duty done. But then I saw her, a tiny thing, pink-skinned and trembling eyes like shattered skies, alone in the dark. Should have walked away. My trade routes waited my simple life called, but something in those wide eyes pulled me in. Little did I know saving this frightened human child would one day shatter my world and remake it, as her tiny hand clutched my pendant. I felt the galaxy shift, just a little. If stories of lost kids turning into star-saving legends get your blood pumping, smash that subscribe button now. You won't want to miss how this one clash changes everything. If you'd like to share your story with our channel, please send it via the email link in the description. I am Creve, trader of the Ethereans, my people. We were forged in fire under twin suns, warriors once with talons that could rend steel and crests that flared like solar flares in battle rage. But that was centuries ago. We evolved. Peace became our creed. We trade, we build, we heal the scars of old wars. Violence, only when it hunts the innocent. That day it hunted hard. My scanner pinged a slaver vessel off the rim routes. Krizink scum. Fat with stolen lives, I didn't hesitate. My crew and I boarded silent as shadows' claws flashing in the dim holds. Blasters hummed, then fell silent. Blood painted the walls, but not ours. The alarms wailed too late. As my feathers settled, I prowled the cells. Most prisoners huddled in shock, scaled krell-furred Vexari all blinking at freedom. But in the last cage, she couldn't have been more than 5 cycles old. Pink-orange skin flushed with fear, a mop of wild hair framing eyes ringed in blue, like the storms of my homeworld. No scales, no quills, just soft, fragile flesh that looked like it'd bruise under a whisper. She pressed chubby hands to her ears, rocking on her heels, tears carving tracks down her cheeks. A human. I'd heard whispers of them, new species snatched by Krizink before they could even touch the stars. But this was no warrior tale. This was a child alone, her people unknown even to the freed slaves. I should have signaled the others. Let the diplomats handle it. My schedules burned in my mind. Cargo deadlines on Vega Prime, a deal on Crystal Drives closing tomorrow, but her eyes locked on mine, vast, unblinking, and something cracked in my chest. I crouched low crest, flattening to look less like the monster. I was born to be easy, little one, I murmured through the translator. No response, just that rocking those silent sobs. Then her gaze snagged on my pendant. The family heirloom, a fist-sized gem pulsing eternal fire. Red as our dying suns, I unclasped it without thinking, pressing it into her palm. Her fingers closed around it like a lifeline. Wide eyes turned it over, mesmerized by the glow. Fear melted just a flicker. Curiosity sparked. What if this fragile thing was the key to something bigger? What if walking away haunted me forever? I scooped her up, light as a feather, warm against my scales, and carried her to my ship. The crew stared, but no one questioned. We had our code. And she'd already started following me like a ghost daze blurred into jumps. She didn't speak, a silent storm trailing me through the corridors. I'd catch her in the engine bay, toes curled over grates, staring at the warp coils like they held secrets, or in the galley poking at my crew's feathers, giggling soundlessly. When one puffed up in mock offense, we called her Alara, after the lost moon of our legends. Not her real name, but it fit. She'd perch on my console during trade haggles, clutching the pendant tongue, poking through a gap in her teeth as she thought, hard rocking on her heels, fingers tapping the gem when she'd puzzle out a ship's nav code. Smart, this one. Too smart for slaver cages. The others we freed scattered at stations. Grateful but scarred Alara, she bloomed, no flinching at our Talons no hiding in quarters. She'd dart to the cockpit, rising on tiptoes to peer over shoulders, breath hitching in excitement as we plotted routes. Once I let her tap the holo screen, wobbly fingers selecting a safe vector. The ship hummed approval. Her grin? Brighter than the gem, but nights and nights clawed at me. She'd curl in my captain's chair, pendant clutched tight, tears slipping as she dreamed, rocking in sleep, whispering nonsense. Maybe her lost home, maybe the screams of the raid I traded for soft clothes, loose sleeves that didn't bind her skin, toys from fringe markets, glowing orbs that shifted colors, holo pads with star maps. I locked away the sharp tools, the plasma cutters. Was I feeding her right? These replicated proteins, did they suit human guts? She seemed small even for her kind. And that eye-averting habit, was it fear or something deeper? I wasn't built for this. No mate, no clutch of my own emotions. We Etherians box them tight like cargo crates. But her, she pried. Them open one slip, turn my back for a hull scan, and she'd vanish only to pop up in the vents covered in dust, grinning like she'd conquered a nebula. We hit stations flashing her holo, know this species? Blank stares. A formal ping to homeworld. Lost child human. Aid in search. Nothing. Bittersweet relief. More time with my shadow. But what if her people never came? What if she grew roots here among feathers and claws? Then, at a dusty outpost, the Iverians, those explorer historians, recognized. Her image human, they buzzed. Tragic tale, Krizink hit 'em early, enslaved colonies before Senate eyes could blink. But humans? They fought back, reverse-engineered slaver ships, stormed a Senate hall in rags, demanding seats, stirred the void that did unremarkable. They said short-lived tech scraps, too busy hunting their stolen kin to play galactic games. Forgettable Earth was a wreck, ramshackle orbit ships cobbled from stolen hulls. We docked amid cheers, humans swarming like determined ants. Alara froze. At the ramp, then bolted. Flapping hands, rocking wild, straight into a woman's arms. Mother and child rocked together, tears mixing a reunion that twisted my gut. They offered feasts, songs, but translators garbled their tongues. Harsh, jagged sounds. Air hung thick, weighing my feathers. Grief lumped my throat. One wrong word, and I'd unravel. Grateful I rasped, but Rout's call crest folded low. I retreated to my ship years, spun like warp drives. I traded crystals for fusion cores, bartered tales. For tech humans flickered in feeds, defiant, spreading fast, reclaiming kin from black markets. My sister griped about the lost pendant, family fire gone. And I'd chuckle wondering if Alara still fidgeted with it. Our Senate pledged anti-slaver, aid. I pictured her nightmares fading. Plotting routes, I'd muse. Does Earth have cockpits for tiny hands now? Visit? No. She'd healed with her own. My shadow might stir old dark. She knew my freck. If she wanted, she'd ping. I wasn't her sire, just a trader who bent his path. Emotions shoved back, crates sealed. Life hummed on. Until it didn't, a galactic beg, aid us sisters of the stars, come silence. Who'd brave a dying system? Our deeds, peace treaties, slaver hunts, meant squat against implosion. Fear alone. Utterly. Fourth run loading, the desperate radars blipped. One ship, then 1050. Primitive hulks, welds glowing hot, pouring in like a swarm. Comm burst, humans inbound, coordinates locked. We're here to pull you out. My crest flared Alara's. People, the humans, risking it all. For us, they dove in seamless human tubs, smaller, scrappier than ours, slotted beside my holds, tractors beaming evacuees aboard. No fanfare, just grind, cycle after cycle, jumps blurring into nausea I'd hail. A human pilot. Mid-haul. Why? Your fleets guard Earth from Krizink reprisal. Their reply staticky, but steel. You pulled one of ours from hell. Now we pull yours. Go big or go home, then light sensors screamed overload. Our sun imploded, rebounding in. Fury planets vaporized, secondary star chained into collapse. Grief hit like vacuum, numb, choking reports tallied, billions gone home's ash. But survivors more than whispers hoped. Because of them, humans could have sat safe. Lost ships? Krizink would have. Pounced Senate or no? Yet, here they were. Fleet gutted but unbowed, underdogs turning the tide. What if one act of kindness echoes across stars? What if we're the forgettable ones? Post-blast haze, my ship limped to rally points. Leaders hailed alliances. Thanks flowing like plasma, then a ping small human craft requesting dock captain to captain. They said puzzle gnawed. What did a traitor want with warriors? Crew prepped. Best plumes translators primed, airlock hissed. In stepped their captain grizzled. Metals glinting behind him her Alara. No child now. Woman in crisp blues, stance like forged alloy, respect trailed her. Crew deferred eyes sharp with trust. Captain nodded her forward. She typed into a wrist pad device humming to life. Silence stretched. My old habit expecting her quiet. Then hello, Captain. I believe I'm overdue in returning this to you. Pocket dipped out, came the pendant. Gem, still fierce, red unscratched. My crest shot high, grief cracking into a grin. Had she swayed Earth's brass? Or was this pure human? Repay debt, no questions? Device word again. You taught me ship's curiosity, not to fear the stars. When the call came, I flew the lead evac, pulled 200 from the core myself. Pride swelled hot as the gem she'd mastered. Their tech, outgrown my lessons, turned shadow to spearhead Alara engineer. Pilot, hero eating well by her build, happy. In her eyes, yes, fierce and clear, we clasped talons to hand. Awkward but right, alliance sealed but ours. Deeper daughter. Found across voids, the twist? Humans didn't overpower with claws or suns. No, ingenuity. One rescued girl, reverse engineering kindness into fleets that defy death. Earned unbreakable. This was the clash where a traitor's whim birthed a savior's return. But the galaxy's full of human fire waiting to ignite. If Ilara's story hit you in the gut, subscribe for more HFY epics where underdogs rewrite the stars. Drop in comments. Would you risk your fleet for strangers?